Welcome. In this e-learning module, I shall demonstrate and make you understand how to design the top plate. The top plate's function is to hold all the parts of the punch assembly. The top plate absorbs the force coming from the punch and the punch back plate. The top plate is also used to fasten the punch assembly to the press slide or the adapter plate on the press slide using U-slots. The top plate also has provision to mount the guide bushes. Usually, the length and width of the top plate will be the same as the die shoe. The thickness of the top plate will be more than or equal to the die shoe's thickness. Now, let me demonstrate how to design the die shoe in Catia V5. To design the top plate, let's use the punch back plate. Right-click on the punch back plate and open it in the new window. Let's save this punch back plate as a top plate. Click on the file, Save As. Don't forget to click on Save as New Document, as we need a new file named Top Plate. Change the file name as a top plate. Then save the file. Open the top plate. Swap the window to the press tool assembly. Measure the front to back distance of the die shoe. The measured value is 302.5 mm. Swap the window to the top plate. First, let's increase the front to back distance of the top plate to 302.5 mm. Edit the sketch 1, observe the front to back distance is 132 mm. 132 mm distance is driven by the vertical dimension 30 mm. Let's calculate the value to be added to 30 mm, to increase the front to back distance of the top plate from 132 mm to 302.5 mm. The calculated value is 85.25 mm. Add 85.25 mm to vertical 30 mm. Exit the sketcher. Observe the holes are at the end of the plate. We need to move them inside by 85.25 mm. Edit the fastener location sketch. Add 85.25 mm to the two vertical edge distance dimensions. Exit the sketcher. Swap the window to the press tool assembly. Measure the left to the right distance of the die shoe. The measured value is 264 mm. Swap the window to the top plate. First, let's increase the left to the right distance of the top plate to 264 mm. Edit the sketch 1, observe the left to right distance is 93.5 mm. 93.5 mm distance is driven by the horizontal dimension 30 mm. Let's calculate the value to be added to 30 mm, to increase the left to right distance of the top plate from 93.5 mm to 264 mm. The calculated value is 85.25 mm. Add 85.25 mm to horizontal 30 mm. Exit the sketcher. Observe the holes are at the end of the plate. We need to move them inside by 85.25 mm. Edit the fastener location sketch. Add 85.25 mm to the two horizontal edge distance dimensions. Exit the sketcher. Increase the thickness of the die plate to 30 mm. Convert the screw clearance hole to metric thick pith threaded hole of size M10 with thread depth 20 mm. Add a relief hole of dia 11 mm and depth 10 mm. Apply a user pattern to add the relief hole to both the dowel holes. Set the view to isometric and fit all in. Swap the window to the press tool assembly. Assemble the top plate to the press tool assembly using the existing component command. Resolve the part number conflict by entering the new part number for the top plate. Use the manipulation command and drag the top plate. Provide a coincidence constraint between the top plate's front YZ plane and the blanking punch's front YZ plane. Provide a coincidence constraint between the top plate's side ZX plane and the blanking punch's side ZX plane. Provide a contact constraint between the top surface of the punchback plate and the top plate's bottom surface. Update the assembly. Set the view to isometric and fit all in. Swap the window to the press tool assembly. Observe all the parts of the press tool assembly. Set the view to isometric and fit all in. Measure the dimensions of the top plate and make sure it is the same as the die shoe. Set the view to top view. Set the view display to the wireframe. Observe the top plate, and the die shoe is aligned. Set the view display to shaded with edges. Set the view to isometric and fit all in. Save all modified files in session using Save Management. With this, we have successfully designed the top plate. That's all in this e-learning module. Thanks.